Is it on? It's on. It's on, baby. So I'm wearing a springish shirt because it got into the 70s today in DC, and I'm like, you know what? Stop mourning winter and move on with it. So today is book talk, and not unboxing really. Although I'm going to do some unboxing, but we're going to do more than just unboxing. This right here is a very special book. Where is the again? Look, there's the tab that you're supposed to pull open. Look at this bullshit. This is the tab you're supposed to dig into to pull this open, and they put a shipping label on top of it. Why do they do that? Do they not understand how this stuff works? So now I have to open it by main force, as they would say back in the olden days. What is this? Okay. This is what I just got. And okay, do you remember from the last podcast, not this, which was supposed to be a New England Almanac, and yet inside was printed Practical Web Scripting for Data Science. I have started the return process on this, and I'm going to give it back to them. Although, to be honest, they can't resell that. So I don't know why. But I went ahead and ordered it again rather than asking them to send me a new one. And here it is. Look how much thinner it is. Now, I haven't opened it, as you saw. Oh, it's the real thing! Look, it's the real thing! Here's the best part of this is this one's a hardback, so it's weirdly higher quality. And, wow. This is interesting. This is just data. Look, it's a lot of data. So, kind of like the last one, if you're a data nerd, you're going to like either one of those books. You know, if you're more of a computer data nerd, and here is a date, and it says Attack of the Giant French Fleet by Sir Edward Hawke. When some were taken, others destroyed. Succeed. Okay, weirdly they spelled giant. No, grand. Okay, the printing here is bad. So this is some cool stuff. This is some really cool stuff. And I am going to thoroughly enjoy this. Okay, this goes into my I guess my Stagecoach and Tavern reading pile, which that's the other non-unboxing thing I want to talk about, because I actually have I said I was going to save that until after the Colonial Mid-Atlantic read pile that was for my Easter, but today I just stuffed this into my book bag and started reading it. It's Stagecoach and Tavern Days by Alice Morse Earle, and so far I've gotten up to the Tavern Landlord. I've got about that far through today, and it's kind of small print, as you can see, but it's really unbelievably fascinating. So far, what she's gone through is the difference between the Puritan ordinaries and the old-time taverns that were more to the south and outside of the rather staunch Puritan influence. And it's really interesting. She goes into the architecture, the morality, the laws, and all the sorts of things that happen there. It's just so far it's really fascinating. So I'm glad I bought these books. Now, the very last thing is, of course, another unboxing. Now that I've talked about the perils of book selling and given a little mini review of part of a book that I've been reading that I'll let you see before. Oh, and here's another thing from that same pile. This is the Colonial Tavern. As you can see, the sign of the bowl is there. A glimpse of New England town life in the 17th and 18th centuries, which is perfect. And I'm not sure when this one, the one that I've started reading was published in 1900. So the author was not that far removed from the period. She was 100 years removed. But still closer than we are. This seems to cover a lot of the same material. As I said, I like that. Like I know that this book, what's her name? Her name's Alice something. Alice Morse Earl. Well, her book does have a chapter on signs and symbols used by taverns. And this, what does this have? A chapter on tavern sign and name. So yeah, this seems to be a lot of the tavern and the stagecoach. So this is fantastic. I'm going to get a lot of overlapping information to contrast and compare, which is what I love to do. I love to get all the sides so that I can decide for myself what's the most likely thing. Wow, this looks amazing. I almost want to just stop this podcast and start reading. So anyway, you're seeing me nerd out, and you're seeing me talk a little bit about the misadventures of print-on-demand publishing. Although it's turning out, you know, to be fair, it has turned out well. They're letting me return it. All I got to do is just drop this misprinted book off at an Amazon drop-off, and they'll refund my money. And I've already bought the new one and got it, and it's exactly what I wanted. So everything worked out. And then that's the thing. That's why I was laughing more than anything else during the last podcast, because I knew things would work out. I was just kind of enjoying the silliness of it. But, you know, it all worked out. Everything was fine. No reason to get... I know a lot of people, when their packages don't work out the way they want, they sort of lose their cool and they get mad. There's no reason to get mad about stuff like that. Just let it roll off your back. You know, life goes on, and usually things work out if you keep your cool. So anyway, that's a very short one, and it's kind of a generic one. It was just something that I wanted to do a callback to that previous, to those two previous books, the one that was misprinted and the one that I said I wasn't going to read yet, but I couldn't resist reading it because I'm really a big geek for that period in history. Anyway, if you like this sort of thing, and why would you? Just go ahead and click like and share it with your friends. Embarrass yourself by sharing it with your friends, because then they'll think that you're just as dumb as I am. And subscribe to this channel, and I'll give you more opportunities to embarrass yourself with liking Thoughts of Leith.